Right now at noon, an early morning fire burns buildings in Neosho this morning.
Warm and muggy has certainly been the trend across the area. We have more pop-up storms on the way this afternoon. We'll talk about that in your forecast coming up.
And the list of GOP presidential hopefuls is growing by the day. A look at the newest contenders, plus what voters are saying about the entire field of candidates.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Firefighters battle an early morning blaze near the Neosho Square early this morning. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, Neosho police detain a man at the scene while the Missouri State Fire Marshal investigates. It started just before 6:30 a.m. at 106 East McCord. Neosho Fire, Police, and the Newton County Ambulance responded. Reddings Mill provided mutual aid. Crews say the fire started in the east building and spread next door. No one was injured. The Pittsburgh community is mourning one of its own today after a tragedy Tuesday morning at the Pittsburgh YMCA. Emergency responders were called to the Y around 7:50 a.m. That's where they found 19-year-old Caden Barber unresponsive at the pool. YMCA personnel had already begun resuscitation efforts. Caden was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now, Caden graduated from Pittsburgh High School in 2022. Family members say Caden had been training for the Navy, and during his time at PHS, Caden was a standout athlete, excelling on both the football field and later on the wrestling mat. And while police do not expect foul play, Caden's death is still under investigation. Pittsburgh YMCA sent a letter to its members yesterday that said, in part, our entire Y family is deeply saddened by this situation. Our thoughts and prayers remain with this young man, his family and friends, as well as those who came to his aid. A statement from CEO Sarah Vaca goes on to say, quote, making sure all children and adults are safe in the pool is a top priority. We are conducting an internal review to learn the facts about what happened in this incident. We will use the findings of this review to ensure our water safety measures align with best in-class practices in order to prevent an incident like this from happening again. The statewide virtual charter school board approves what would be the first taxpayer-funded religious school in the U.S. The vote passed after an 11th-hour addition to the board. Haley Wiegert looks at the case, testing the separation of church and state.
Earlier this year, the board denied the application for St. Isidore, with board members saying they had issues with the school's application. They gave them 30 days to correct it.
Credibility and the court-tested validity of today's vote is not worth the risk of a technicality or a misinformed perception of all these interested stakeholders.
A new board member was appointed Friday by House Speaker Charles McCall. Longtime State Board of Education member Brian Bobeck replaced member Barry Beecham, whose term expired.
In an effort to maintain the transparency of today's weighty board vote, and in an effort to avoid the perception and appearance of political manipulation related specifically to this vote, I respectfully ask that Friday's newly appointed board member, Mr. Bobeck, abstain from today's vote.
A request Bobeck ignored to vote in favor of the proposed school. Governor Kevin Stitt and State Superintendent Ryan Walters both voiced support for the proposed charter school. The governor saying in part, Oklahomans support religious liberty for all and support an increasingly innovative educational system that expands choice. But Oklahoma Attorney General Gettner Drummond says the move is unconstitutional and it opens the state to potentially costly lawsuits. At least one group has said it's already preparing legal action.
Well, it's another warm and muggy Wednesday. Chris Warner joins us with a first look.
Yeah, it's been warm, it's been muggy across the area. We've had pop-up storms the last several days. Yesterday, they were really across primarily southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma. Later today, they're expected primarily in southwest Missouri, but of course, we could see a stray one out to the west. We also, as we've noted, could see a stray strong or severe thunderstorm with this activity. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. Earlier today, we had plentiful sunshine on the different cameras across the area. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, KDOT camera 69 and 400. Plentiful sunshine sunshine and warm weather has certainly been the trend. Yesterday started the day at 62, so right about where we should be, and we weren't that far off the average, only 5 degrees warmer, making it up to 89 yesterday, but we've seen our highs getting close to record-breaking temperatures that we saw back in the 2020 era there. So good news is no records being broken right now. We're keeping an eye on those additional pop-up thunderstorms as we head through today. We've got a few more storms for Thursday, and Thursday is a very interesting situation that's going to play out for us across the 4-state area. No severe weather, nothing like that. I just mean in terms of how it's all going to come together. And then we'll see those pop-up thunderstorm chances continue as we head into the weekend, so we're not quite done with them yet. And of course, with those thunderstorm chances, great opportunity to scan that QR code or go to your favorite app store. Make sure you download the KOAM Skywatch weather app. That we've got the latest weather alerts, radar, everything you need to know right there in the palm of your hand in case you're away from your TV. We'll have another full look at your forecast and those pop-up storm chances here in just a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Chris. The 12th Annual Commerce Days kicks off at 5 today and runs through the weekend. This event offers a variety of art and food vendors, as well as a carnival, live music, and even some toad and frog racing. Well, former President Donald Trump remains the clear frontrunner to be the Republican presidential nominee in 2024. The field of contenders is growing by the day. Natalie Brand has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Vice President Mike Pence makes it official this afternoon. He's joining the already crowded field of Republican hopefuls running for president in 2024.
God is not done with America yet, and together we can bring this country back.
Pence released a campaign ad ahead of his announcement today in Iowa. He's casting himself as a conservative alternative to his former boss, Donald Trump.
I intend to seek the Republican nomination for President of the United States.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is also now formally in the race and taking aim at the man he once supported and even served as his transition chair in 2016.
The reason I'm going after Trump is twofold. One, he deserves it. And two, it's the way to win.
Trump fired back online, calling Christie a failed governor, writing, "This time it won't be any different." Trump has a sizable edge in just about every early poll, including those in New Hampshire, where voters are already gearing up for the first GOP primary early next year.
There's a lot out there, a lot of Republicans. I think a lot of people are kind of discouraged with Trump being the front runner, and it's going to be exciting.
While some GOP voters are looking for something new, Linda Rafferty says she's ready to re-elect the former president.
I thought he did a lot for this country because he's not a politician. He's a patriot.
Let's get things done.
And add one more name to the growing list of presidential hopefuls. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is also officially joining the field today. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, the price of car insurance is going up. How you can make sure you're getting the best deal. And later, we're making lemon caper fish fillets in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Prices for just about everything continue to go up, and that includes car insurance, which has increased about 15% in the past year. Christian Benavides has some tips on how you can save money.
Kevin Amezaga says his 2019 Audi is becoming hard to afford because of the insurance.
So what are you paying right now for car insurance?
I'm paying $351 a month, which is more than I pay for my car.
What do you pay for a car?
I pay $334 for my car.
So you're paying more to insure the car
than I pay for the car's loan, yeah.
Amezaga lives in Florida, where premiums saw the biggest increase in the country, more than $420 a year on average, to about $3,200 a year. But people nationwide are feeling the pinch. According to Bankrate, annual premiums have increased about $243 to more than $2,000.
One of the ways of bringing down the cost of car ownership is to shop around for less expensive car insurance.
Bankrate's Mark Hamrick says auto insurance is highly competitive, and cheaper rates can often be found with a little research. Sometimes bundling car and home insurance together can lead to a better rate. People who work from home may qualify for a low mileage discount, and car owners might consider cutting parts of their policy.
You may be paying for more car insurance than you really need. Do you need, for example, to have the cost of a car rental covered? Do you want to have essentially towing insurance?
Hamrick says it's important to review your policy every year to see if there are other ways to save money. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Want to make fast food for dinner? I've got just the dish to help you out. And it has nothing to do with a drive-through restaurant. Nothing.
But first, we've got ourselves some additional pump-up thunderstorm chances and more storm chances for our Thursday. We'll look at that full forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. So it's another hot one out there, muggy conditions across the area. And of course, that means some afternoon pop-up thunderstorms are in our forecast once again. These today looking to be primarily on the Missouri side. Yesterday they were mostly on the Kansas side. But of course, that doesn't mean we can't see a stray one out to the west, because we did see a couple out in Missouri yesterday. So let's take a look down the road as to what we're expecting. It'll be a little later this afternoon, and we'll start to see some of these showers and storms develop again, mainly in Missouri, but there could be a stray one or two out into parts of southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma. These are going to be a bit more isolated than what we've seen the last couple of days, but there's still that low-end risk that we could see a strong, possibly severe thunderstorm with some of this activity as we head into the afternoon. Then we head into tomorrow, and this is the interesting part. If you are roughly along and to the east of Highway 69, your highs tomorrow aren't going to really make it out of the lower 80s. But if you are west of Highway 69 in Kansas and then basically west of the Missouri border into northeast Oklahoma, you're going to see highs right around 90 degrees. And here's why. This next system tomorrow is expected to bring showers and thunderstorms on the Missouri side as we head into tomorrow morning. So here we are at 10 a.m. We get some of those thunderstorms. You can see they're almost right along the Highway 69 corridor and east. So this rain, coupled with additional cloud cover through the morning and into the early afternoon hours, will keep temperatures to the east lower. However, to the west, you will get thunderstorm activity, but because you're not getting anything in the morning, look at Miami, for example, by noon, already at 89, 90 in Bartlesville. You'll have more sunshine, less cloud cover, no rain in the morning, and that will allow you all to warm up to near 90 for your high before we start to see additional thunderstorms develop. So we go to 2 o'clock, got the scattered thunderstorms in southwest Missouri, starting to get some in northeast Oklahoma, but still gets hot ahead of this. And then we'll start to see some in southeast Kansas. Then we see this transition to more of just some scattered activity in southwest Missouri later in the afternoon. And we start to see more shower and thunderstorm activity develop across parts of southeast Kansas and into northeast Oklahoma. And what's great about this activity is it's not pop-up thunderstorm activity. So it's actually going to bring some real rainfall to a broader area of southeast Kansas than what we've seen with some of this activity here lately. Now, unfortunately, it is still kind of relying on the heating of the day. So as we get to 8:30, it's going to start to die out pretty quickly. But before that, it will bring some much needed rainfall to the area. And then we'll have some additional pop-up thunderstorms as we head into our Friday. Earlier, things were looking pretty good. We had plentiful sunshine out there from the MoDOT camera at 32nd and Rangeline. We had a beautiful start to the day, albeit a bit muggy, right here at the KOAM studios, and same from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh. Plentiful sunshine, very warm, very muggy. Highs right around 90 today. Got those pop-up thunderstorms on the Missouri side for the most part as we head into the afternoon. Those start to clear out by the evening, leaving us partly cloudy and mild as we drop back into the upper 60s. Tomorrow, thunderstorm chances, and of course those chances tomorrow are a little bit better for us across the area, which is great news. And as we look ahead, we're looking at low 80s Friday, pop-up storms, some morning thunderstorm chances as we head into our Saturday and Sunday. And then we'll see additional thunderstorms next Tuesday and Wednesday as temperatures return to summer-like temperatures back into the lower 90s.
Well, stick around. We're making lemon caper fish fillets after the break. Well, fish is the ultimate fast food, and today Howard shows us how to cook up sunny tasting lemon caper fish fillets in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Fish is the ultimate fast food. And when I say fast food, I'm not talking about the stuff you pick up at the drive-thru. I'm talking about foods that cook really fast. So let me share with you a fresh tasting skillet dish I think you'll love. To give this a bright, sunny taste, we start by combining some lemon juice, olive oil, chopped shallots, a bit of salt and pepper, and a spoonful of capers. And if you're not familiar with capers, they're actually little flower buds. When they're picked, they're extremely bitter, but when pickled, they mellow and add just the right amount of wow to practically any dish. Okay, now we pan fry some fresh cod or haddock that we've seasoned with a bit of salt and pepper. This takes about 4 minutes aside. Once the fish flakes easily, we spoon the lemon mixture over it, along with some chopped chives. There you go, a protein-packed main dish that's on the table in less than 15 minutes. And as for the taste, the sauce adds a breath of sunshine thanks to the combination of the lemon juice and the capers. To get the recipe for our lemon caper fish fillets, all you have to do is head to our website. If only all meals could be this simple. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a super fast way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And fish is the ultimate brain food. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
All right, we got those pop-up storms later this afternoon, mainly in Missouri, highs near 90. If you're west of Highway 69 tomorrow, highs near 90. East of 69, highs in the lower 80s. More thunderstorms, pop-up storms Friday, morning storms Saturday and Sunday, and more much-needed thunderstorm chances as we head into next Tuesday.
What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
You afraid of spiders?
No, I'm not.
Really? Well, you are a rarity because arachnophobia is one of the most common phobias in the U.S. and around the world. In Health Watch, how a zoo in London is on a mission to help people overcome their anxiety. Plus, the 24th Annual Missouri Preservation Conference begins in Joplin for those interested in historic preservation. And financial experts with Missouri Southern State University share ways that students can help reduce student loan debt after the debt ceiling vote. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up today right here, KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Dow. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.